All right, so our next section is arithmetic and geometric sequences in context of a problem. Our problem is you rent an apartment that costs $1,500 per month during the first year, but the rent is set to go up by 7.5% per year. What would be the rent of the apartment during the 8th year of living in the apartment? Okay, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So, let's see. Okay, so we want to hop on over to our sketch pad. And we're going to write out some of our key information. In our first year, it's 15, right? So in our first year rent, it's $1,500 per month in our first year. And we know that our rent is increasing at 7.5% per year. And they're specifically asking us here about the 8th year. Okay, so we could think this through. Okay, in our second year, how's that going to change? We're going to take that 1,500 and we're going to add, we're going to figure out what 7.5% is, right? So we're going to take 1,500 times 0.075. And then we're going to take our 1,500 and we're going to add that 112.5. Or an even faster way would be if we multiplied by 1.075. Would take us straight there in one step instead of two. So we know for year 2, we're going to end up with a rent that's $1,612.50. Let's see here, so we could fill in our table. That's $1,612.50. We could do year 3, right? Same deal. We're going to take that $1,612.50 and multiply it by 1.075, which gives us $1,745.26, which is $1,745.26. And we could keep going like that, recursively until we figure out the 8th term. Or we could recognize our pattern here and that the number that we're multiplying by each time is 1.075, right? So if we're writing a geometric sequence, G sub n equals our first term times our common difference, our common ratio, 1.075 raised to the n minus 1. They want us to find the 8th term, right? So we're going to do 1,500 times 1.075 raised to the 8 minus 1. And we're going to follow order of operations to simplify that. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS. We're simplifying. So we're going to do what's inside the parentheses first. Nothing to do with the 1.075, but 8 minus 1 is 7. Next, we have exponents. So we're going to do 1.075 raised to the 7th power, 1.075. I'm going to do shift 6 raised to the 7th power. So that gave me 1.6590, right? So times 1.6590 times 1,500. So we're going to take that 1.6590, multiply it by my 1,500, and I get 2,488.5. Right? So that gives me 2,488.50. Right? So in my 8th year, that's how much I should be paying each month for rent. So let's hop back over to Delta Math and see. We might have done a little too much rounding here, but we'll see if Delta Math accepts it. So 2,488.50. Submit answer. I think we did too much rounding. Just a little too much rounding there. and Delta Math didn't like it. So we want to make sure we're even more cautious. If you have a calculator at home, you can use your calculator and you can keep the answer in your calculator and it'll eliminate some of that rounding. Or if you're using Delta Math or Desmos like I am, you can type in more of the formula. Let's see here, 1.075 raised to the 7th. And now it's giving us a more precise answer. Where did my mouse go? Here it is. A more precise answer, so that 7 would round the 5 up to a 6. Okay, so 2,488.6 would be a more precise answer. Okay, and that's what they're asking for. All right, and that's how you do it from a context. Write an equation, continue on. Let's see here. Maybe this one is arithmetic. Let's check it out. When Julia began a weight loss program, she weighed 167 pounds. She was able to lose exactly 2.5 pounds every month. How much would she weigh 6 months after starting the weight loss program? Okay, so this sounds like it's arithmetic to me, right? I like to go through and write down my key information. So she began her weight loss program. She weighed 167 pounds. She loses 2.5 pounds per month. How much would she weigh after 6 months? Okay, so let's see here. If we grab our sketch pad. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. It sounds arithmetic, right? But we can always make like a quick table. So our term number would be, let's see, independent and dependent. We've got pounds and we've got months, right? So our term number would be our months and our dependent would be our pounds, right? So at 0 months, she weighs 167 pounds. At 1 month, she has lost 2.5 pounds, right? So 167 minus 2.5, which gives me 164.5. After 2 months, she's lost another 2.5 pounds. So 164.5 minus 2.5 gives me 162. After 3 months, she's lost another 2.5 pounds, right? And we could just keep going recursively, 159.5, until we get to the 8th month, which I think, how many months did they want? Oh, they just wanted 6 months. So we could just keep going recursively and subtracting 2.5 each time. Or we could come up with our formula, which we know is arithmetic. A sub n equals our first term plus our common difference times n minus 1. Now, I think the tricky part here is our sequence number and our month number don't really match up, right? So we have to think about that and maybe even create a third column, right? So our term number here and our month number don't really match. So after 0 months would actually be our first term. After 1 month would actually be our second term, third term, fourth term, and so on and so forth, right? So you want to think that through. After 6 months, it's actually going to be our 7th term, right? So we're trying to find our 7th term in our sequence. Our first term is 167. Our common difference is negative 2.5. And then we're going to plug in our 7 minus 1. So following order of operations from this point forward to simplify, right? So we're going to do what's inside our parentheses first, 7 minus 1, which gives us 6, right? Negative 2.5 times 6. Then we're going to do our multiplication, 167, negative 2.5 times 6 gives us negative 15, and 167 plus negative 15 equals 152. So she should weigh 152 pounds after 6 months. So let's type it in and see. 152. We'll submit our answer, and we got it. Okay. Yep. Oh, it looks like they just skipped the month 0 altogether. So they said the first term was 164.5. Okay, so you could do it either way. Both will get you the right answer. Okay, as long as you're consistent throughout your formula. All right. And that's it for arithmetic and geometric sequences in context of a problem.